Swadika, welcome to the second and final day of the Thailand MICE Virtual Expo, brought to you by Thailand Convention and Exhibition Bureau, or TCEB. It's a great opportunity for all of you who are joining us to gain some valuable insights into some of the latest trends, innovations, data, and analysis from both the local and global MICE industry to help redefine your business events. Well, today is the second day, as mentioned. We do have a number of things coming up. We have webinars, 3 topics to cover all together, workshops, prizes, and surprises as well. But you're here with me. I'm Hani Cholapansanarula, and I'll be conducting 3 sessions, which will be covering issues on sustainability. We do have the Thai food industry and also the hospitality sector. And now to begin, we'll begin with a topic that is how a venue can drive organic society. I'd like to introduce you to a dynamic businessman who is the custodian of his family's business, that is SUAN SAMPRAN, an eco-tourism destination. He's also the president of the Thai Organic Consumer Association, and he will be leading on the topic of sustainability today. So without further ado, may I introduce you to Kun Arrut Nawaraj. Swadika. Kun Arrut, or Mr. Sustainability. Thank you very much for joining us today. Now, mentioning about SUAN SAMPRAN, I know that many of our viewers know your destination very well. But to begin, to let them know more about your property, about your business, give us some more background and highlights of SUAN SAMPRAN, please.
Yes, well, we are a family business. We've been around for nearly 60 years. We're about now from Bangkok, and we're a venue for a lot of MICE activities, mainly meetings and incentives. And we view ourselves not really as a venue anymore. We view ourselves as a place where you come to be inspired, to learn, and to foster change. And I think in terms of sustainability, about 10 years ago, we started to contact the local farmers so that they could actually supply to our restaurant and hotel with organic produce. So that was really the first time I broke away from my comfort zone and started doing things differently, because venues, hotels, restaurants normally buy from middlemen the raw materials for their kitchen. But we started to contact local farmers, buying direct and asking them not to put chemicals into what they were doing. So that really was the first time that I viewed the farmer as my partner in doing business, and not really just a supplier like how I used to buy vegetables from the local middlemen.
So that was how the SUAN SAMPRAN, or the SAMPRAN model, was initiated.
Yes. So we view that we call that the SAMPRAN model. It's an inclusive business model where we view farmers as our business partner, and we also view our customers as our partner as well, because we act as a connector between farmers and our customers. So really, and our vision is to push for an organic society. So we believe that an organic society is the way to go forward sustainably.
So far, how has it been doing in your mission to have this movement, organic society, happening?
Well, we've been doing this for 10 years, and we've been, since we started, and we've been buying more and more from the local farmers, and we learn from them as well. So we started to invite other businesses, hotels and restaurants who we know through our industry to join. So and we view this. So when I started buying at the beginning, it wasn't much. So towards the end, we were, in terms of value, we were buying before COVID about 20,000 baht worth of organic produce from the local farmers per month. So that was quite a lot. So we thought if we could actually invite other hotels and restaurants to do the same, you could actually change the landscape, the economic landscape of the food and agriculture industry in Thailand. So we started this, and then we learned from what we were doing, made mistakes, and we invited other restaurants and hotels to join on board. Hotels like the Son, the Athene, restaurants like Sifa, and they were buying quite substantially actually before COVID. And then we launched an initiative called the Farm to Functions project with TCEB. This was about 5 years ago, in order for venues, like even venues like the Queen Surrogate Center, Impact, biotech to buy organic rice directly from the farmers in the Northeast. And that, the last check we had was the farmers were selling about over 200 tons of organic rice to these venues. There were about 20 businesses who were involved. So it was going rather well, and we view this really just at the beginning that we learned from what we were doing. It was, we're doing a lot of lesson learned analysis. And then I think later on we viewed that we have to really work more on the demand side in order, because I think a lot of farmers, they want to quit using chemicals, but they don't actually find the market. But the market is not really just buying. They have to understand the local farmers. So we're doing a lot of work on actually educating on the demand side and the businesses and consumers why it's important. Because of course it's got to. We're not doing this to help farmers. I don't want to. We are helping farmers, but the farmer is helping us as well, and it's got to help the maize industry. It's got to be a win-win.
So win-win
Otherwise,
for all.
Yeah, win-win for all. Otherwise, it won't be sustainable. It's not an NGO model that we're going to help farmers. We view this is the business model, but it's what we call an inclusive business model.
I see.
Yeah.
So under this model, you are collaborating with a network of organic farmers, and then you also established Sukchai Market and
Yes.
a Sukchai Foundation. What does it do, and how does it help farmers in practicing organic farming?
Well, we established a Sukchai market. So we have some land by the main road. So we were working with about 16 groups of farmers. Okay, so they supply in bulk to our hotel and restaurant, and then at the weekends they come and sell to the local visitors. So this actually helps bringing in the visitors to our property. But then the farmers, they have a chance to sell in bulk to our business, and they can sell retail as well. So in a way, they have more market channel. So, and we established the Sukchai Foundation because we were getting some funding from the local government agency. So in order to separate receiving the funding because the business can't really receive funding. So we've got the Sukchai Foundation to receive the funding and to work on this purely. So really, our business model is really to do business and to work on the social movement at the same time. So actually, they go together hand in hand, and we view that it should be that way. Actually, business and social movement should actually go together.
And the marketplace is getting bigger.
The marketplace, yeah, it's getting
day.
bigger, but it's actually getting more stable. So we have about 60 vendors. So most of them are farmers.
60 farmers.
Most of them are the farmers that we work with, but others are just like vendors who are selling noodles, but they have to use the organic ingredient from the local farmer. So we have a system in the market that you can't just apply for a stall. You can't, and there's no fee for the stall fees. We have to work together first before you come and sell, because trust is the most important thing for our customers. Because when you say organic, people question. So how can you prove it's organic? So we have a clear and transparent system that we can actually show to our customers. And the best way is actually to bring them to visit the farmers. Yeah.
So I believe that this SAMPRAN model has become a learning case for so many businesses with what has been done, the economic, social, and environmental contributions that we see. Has it been widely adopted within the hospitality sector? You mentioned quite a few hotels, but in general, should there be more hotels, more companies joining in this program?
Yes, I would like more people to actually join. I mean, we have the few early adopters, the ones who are keen. But how could I think my question is how we can actually scale this. So about 2 years ago, we had the idea of actually establishing an association with hotels and restaurants. So we call it the Thai Organic Consumer Association.
Okay.
So there's been a lot of association or groups of organic farmers in the past, but this is the first time ever that we've joined up businesses such as hotels, restaurants, food processors or even consumers who want to actually drive towards an organic society. So in that way, because we feel that the demand side is very important to drive this. So the demand side has to be the demand side that actually understand, not just buying, but actually understanding why we're doing this, and they're the ones who should be sharing to others. So
this prompted you to set up this organization?
Yes, and I mean, I've looked in America. There's an organic consumer association which has been established for nearly 30 years already. There are about 2 million members.
Wow.
So in Thailand, I mean, I don't know, I think there are a lot of, I mean, there's a potential for all the farmers in the country, 20 million of them, to convert to organic farmers. Right now, there are only 300,000 organic farmers. So, you know, and in order for that to happen, there's going to be, the demand side has to be ready and actually, so I think at the beginning I was working on the supply side with the farmers more, and now we want to actually work more on the demand side. And of course, these are the people who are the people in the MICE industry, you know, venues, restaurants, hotels. So yeah, I think that's hence the title of our talk, you know, how can I think the MICE industry can actually push, be a very essential catalyst to drive for an organic society.
Now you mentioned we having 20 million farmers, but only 300,000 organic farmers. Maybe you should highlight some of the benefits that farmers would actually gain from being part of the society. I believe that in terms of revenue, income-wise, they are doing better.
Yes, I think...
And business is more stable, is that true?
Definitely. I think, I think the pain point for farmers, so the first time when I started working with farmers, I never knew why, when we were actually offering a higher price, that they weren't ready to sell to us. So that's when I had to actually understand the farmers more. And the reason why they wouldn't break away from their comfort zone of using chemicals, because first of all, okay, they don't have the knowledge. Second of all, they don't see the market. They only sell to middlemen. They don't know us hotels, restaurants, venues. The third problem is that they are so much in debt that they're too scared of actually doing something different. Because all they're thinking about repaying their debt. So I think the debt problem, they have health problems as well, but they don't really care about their health.
From using pesticides and all.
Of course, yeah, and I think they're more interested in actually repaying their debt. So when we go and work for farmers, we have to really understand their pain point. So the number one pain point is debt. So if they were going to sell to the middlemen and using pesticide chemicals, you know, their production cost is always going to go up. You know, their health deteriorate. So they have to do something different in order to break away from that cycle. So converting to organic. But of course, they're going to say, okay, converting, how, you know, where's the market and all that. So we have to act as a market first, you know, by ensuring them that if they convert, we will buy. And of course, the price is higher because when they're selling directly to us, they don't have to bypass all the middlemen. They can actually, you know, get the higher price. But we, as a business, we pay more or less the same because we don't have. I mean, we can actually pay them a higher price, but our food costs will remain the same because we don't have to buy from the middlemen. The middlemen, there are about 3 middlemen, you know, from the farmers, between the farmers and us. So we're actually bypassing all that. So you can actually buy organic at the same cost as what you were paying because you're buying local as well. You're buying, connecting to the local farmers. I mean, you know, low cost of transportation, no middlemen. So more or less, okay, my food cost at my hotel is still about in the early about 30%, 32 or 33%, which is acceptable. I think anything the industry norm is like anything below 35. Okay, but you actually have a much higher value. You can do processing. It helps me with marketing, you know. And now we've changed our business model that we don't view ourselves as a hotel or a venue anymore. No, we view ourselves as a learning center, like you said, yeah.
And I mean, farmers' lives is better as well because what I hear is that they're making a revenue of some 3 million baht a month altogether.
Well, the Sukchai market has a revenue of about 30 million baht a year.
Oh, a year?
A year, yeah, 30 million. But on average, the farmers, okay, this is what we will, through our survey, that the conventional farmers get about 6,000 baht per month. Organic farmers in our group average around 18 to 20,000 a month per person. Yeah, 3 times more. Healthier, you know, production cost is lowering all the time because they're getting better technique, the environment is better. So they have a much better way of life and a much more sustainable one. Yeah.
That's good. Back to TOCA, Thailand Organic Consumer Association. You mentioned about some of your missions already, but what about the policy set in the next, let's say, 2 years? You have a vision promoting circular economy and introducing traceability as well, which was something new.
Yes. Yes, I think, yeah, it's something new, but I think it's something which is going to be with us you know, in the future, and it's going to be there. And I think, because I think traceability is basically what I think is a transparency of information. I think our business in the future is going to be based on that. And especially with organic produce, you're not just selling the produce, you're selling trust as well. Because, you know, the first question, if you say, okay, if someone's going to sell you something organic, you can say, prove it to me, and can I believe it's organic? You might believe what they say, you might believe the label, but in the end, you know, what is it? How can you believe? So I think in the end is the information which is transparent and consistent. So basically, TOCA, the Thai Organic Consumer Association, we have a digital platform which we got funding from the National Innovation Agency about 2 years ago. We have a platform running. Right now, it's at, well, we can call it the beta state period, but it's been a long beta period because of the COVID as well. But it's a platform where farmers input all their own data. So I mean, it's taken us quite a long time to work with the farmers. I mean, we have good relationship with them already, but they have to, instead of actually writing on paper, they put our information on the platform. Because all organic farmers have to document their farm activities. So have to be transparent. This has always been the case.
And usually it's offline, like done manually.
Offline, yeah.
But now you want them to do online.
So that's been
Is that a challenge?
Oh, I think that's been like the hardest thing we've done, I mean, our team.
More than converting them to organic.
Exactly.
Really?
Exactly. Wow. I was saying even harder than convincing them to convert to organic. Because, yeah, because right now they say, we are organic farmers already. Why should we use this? I mean, this is like creating so much more work for us.
True.
But they actually seeing it now that, because I said, if you actually put your information there, my hotel, we can buy through the platform, yeah, and I can show this information to my clients. And you're actually helping me to show, show my information that I'm actually using organic produce for my clients. You're actually helping me to sell my, my package. And this is helping you to sell vegetables to me,
yep.
Yeah. And it's actually a way of PRing, sort of doing, marketing for you as well. So they actually have more visibility, not just selling to my hotel, they can sell to everyone. So, but actually they're seeing this very quickly because of COVID, because everything is going online. And during COVID, I mean, we used to buy, $20,000, dollars per month. For when the first COVID wave came, I mean, I think we only bought like maybe $1,000 per month, just for our customer, and just really, yeah, I mean, so they suffered quite a lot, but then they have the Sukchai market to sell retail. So we started, so with the second COVID wave coming along, so I said, this is a way that you can actually have a tool which you can use, if my hotel is not there anymore, you can actually, rely on yourselves, and have your own way of actually declaring that this is the information to the public. So I think it would take time for them, but I think actually it would speed up if, the venues and hotels, would actually adopt this and buy it through the platform. And this would actually be beneficial for the MICE industry as a whole, because if people say, coming from abroad and say, okay, if we want to see, how, what the suppliers are doing, and all the suppliers can declare this information to the clients before they come. So they can actually choose, if they want to use this hotel because they are buying from organic farmers. But we're doing more of that. We're actually doing the feature on actually tracking the food waste as well. So so in the end, we can actually track what we call the BCG score, the biocircular green, to see that not just buying from the farmers, but they actually, the venue or the place is doing something to the food waste. So they're actually they're actually doing recycling, which is helping in terms of circular economy as well.
So which means that the MICE businesses are looking into sustainability activities.
Yes.
Pretty much these days.
Yeah, and I think and the sustainability activities can be more transparent and to reduce greenwashing. Because everyone's doing something green right now. Everyone's doing something about, but
is it really
how?
green?
Yeah, but is it, yeah. So I think, and I think this is the platform would be, showing the impact. So, and would actually, it's not actually, catching other people out who's not doing it, but I think it's to encourage people and actually to share their learning. So if this place is doing it, they can actually share their learning with the others, and maybe they can actually group together and to produce a more collective impact. So say, for example, if the one farmer is supplying to a hotel on Sukhumvit Road, if other hotels join together, the farmers can actually, it would be more worthwhile for the farmer to make the trip. And actually, those hotels, if they join together to recycle the food waste and give it to the farmers to take back to their farm as an organic compost, they can actually make a more of a collective effort. And the platform could actually do that. If you do it alone, you might have, like this score of impact. If you do it together, you have a better impact score. So this is the kind of thing that I think it should actually encourage more people to do things together and to do it more collectively. Yeah.
So has a traceability system begun?
No, actually, we actually, this is still, we are applying this for another funding from another agency. It should be, if we get funding this month, it should be available at the end of this year.
I see.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of consumers, since this is an organization about consumers, how are you encouraging them to be part of your mission?
Yeah, I think for consumers, I think it's still a very wide I think it's a very wide question for the consumers. Yeah, because for you, I think for consumers, say, so you're very healthy, so I think you should care about what you eat and for your family. So I think we have to touch on what you're interested in at the beginning. So I think you probably, for the consumer, we would have activities. So say at the beginning, of course you want to buy, because you want to buy organic food which is truly organic, has traceability, and at an affordable price, which is coming directly from the farmers. So that's the first tick that you have. So once you've been doing that, so the next thing you might be interested in growing, because you have you're COVID, you're working from home, you have a spare space in your garden. You might start to grow for fun, or because you want to grow maybe activities for your kids and stuff. So you can start doing that, and you can actually learn that from the farmers. So that will start actually. So you can actually find information through the platform, maybe where you can learn, about organic farming, and the best people who can teach are the farmers. Especially now with COVID, I have so many people who are out of their jobs, unfortunately, coming to me that they want to start. They have some land up country. They want to change, their career. They want to become farmers because they view that's a sustainable career. They won't get sacked because and a lot of people. So I think they can actually get the information platform where they can actually partner with. Some people want to just partner with farmers. Maybe you have an idea of doing some organic smoothies for your healthy friends. So you can actually know where to source the organic produce. So starting from yourself, you can do it, or you can actually develop to become you can be a startup. So I think with consumers, you can actually can approach from many angles, but at the end of the day, it's all about, I think, food, health, it's a way of life. It's a lifestyle which is more healthy. And I think with consumers, I've experienced that they actually change their mindset once they get to meet farmers. Because that could be actually the first time in your life you've been eating organic, but you've never met an organic farmer. There could be it could be a life-changing experience. Because if you hear from them that you're not actually buying organic for yourself, but you're actually changing their livelihood, it's something very powerful, and you could actually feel, wow. Every time I eat organic food, it's not just for myself, but it's for the environment and then for someone upstream. So you're actually doing things, you're actually an active consumer, you're actually a social mover at the same time. You don't have to do anything. So I think it's something which we can educate consumers through organic farm trips, but maybe the platform could be just the beginning where you can start buying. So we want to create more ripple of this, active consumers, through participation on the platform.
Now, to inspire people to foster change, like to go towards organic or to perhaps like do organic farming, they need to learn. And I believe that you have an academy for those who are interested as well.
Yes.
Is that right? The SAMPRAN
we have the
Model
SAMPRAN
Academy?
Model Academy. Our academy actually, we view it as our academy that we share our lesson learned from what we've been doing. So we view it, we don't, so our lesson learned mainly from the inclusive business model that we've developed over the years and how we engage with the local community. So in a way, we don't really teach how to, we've actually teach about organic farming, but we rather have the organic farmers to teach them. We can actually connect them. Yeah, because we're not expert farmers, but we can actually, we are from the business side. So we actually share our experience with businesses who want to engage in business community partnership. They want to do inclusive business. So we are more sharing with businesses, startups. We work with universities. So it's more about sharing our experience and what we've done. But if you want to, start doing organic farming, we can teach you the basics. But then I said, okay, if you want to grow vegetables, I'll send you to Rajpuri, where there's an expert farmer on growing just vegetables. If you want to, grow guavas, I'll send you to another group.
So whatever you want, you can link and connect.
Yes, and that information can be, gathered through the platform.
Are there any challenges that you see, which can hamper your mission in achieving a balanced living, sustainable food system?
Really, I think it's not really the hindrance. I think it's more people. I think more of businesses or people who are stuck in their ways, who are not willing to, try things differently or want to leave their comfort zone. I think take for example. I think for farmers, that pain point is very clear, and I think they want to get rid of that debt. So I think for farmers to convert to organic, I think it's not difficult if there's a clear market waiting for them. But I think for businesses to convert to adopt inclusive business model, I think it's quite challenging. I mean, starting from my own, and then now how involved, because sometimes it could be the wish of the owner wants to do it, but then once you start working with the cook, with the purchasing, they said, okay, I'm not getting paid anymore, and why should I be doing extra work? Okay, I know it's my owner wants me to do it, but I'm not really going to collaborate. So I think businesses, for me, for those people, because they feel they're in their comfort zone. Okay, my business is not making a loss. Why should I do more extra work? What would I get? What would I get from buying from the farmers? They don't really looking at the big picture. So I think it's very important for those businesses, for the owners who want to, they should communicate. First with their employee, and actually to set the vision very clearly, and then seeing that, okay, you're doing this, okay, of course it's going to help your business, but it's not going to help the next day. Of course, you're going to be doing
Takes
extra
time.
work, yeah, but that's going to help your health. You know, it's going to help the local farmers, and you're going to have new angles of doing business. So basically, for them to do more system thinking, to actually see everything, to look at everything on a larger systematic level, and not just thinking about themselves and doing business with their clients. So I think that mindset has to be fostered by the owner or someone who wants to do that in the business first before they engage. And I think that's been the difficulty of actually how could I actually involve more businesses. But I view that if we have the platform, we have more businesses doing and sharing, they would have, in a way, it would be like the pressure, amongst the business peers. Okay, if everyone's doing it,
You have to join.
yeah, and then there will be actually, but that's on, but it could be on the lesson learned, and they can actually we can have a working group and discussing, sharing the problems, and of course, the more the merrier. And I think we feel that's the way to go with why I think at the beginning there could be a few early adopters, but I feel that maybe we have to push towards there could be hopefully a tipping point somewhere, but the businesses will convert very quickly if consumers like us, if we demand, say, okay,
we want this, you better
we
do
want
this,
this,
otherwise
yes,
we're not going to
exactly.
buy from you.
Yep.
All right, so we have to keep pushing.
Yes, so and I think mice industry is great because we have businesses who are suppliers, and with the mice industry we have consumers coming to conventions, coming to meetings. So I think it's a great way to connect to using the mice industry, I think, as a tool, as a gateway to connect to consumers.
So will this actually be your advice to the Thai mice if we want to push forward ourselves to be a leading sustainable destination? This is where we should start, or this is what we should do? Yes,
and I think for the food and agriculture industry, it's us, it's Thailand. Thailand is not we're not going to be the number one auto industry. So food, agriculture, health, and especially after COVID, it's going to be, and this is what our strength here. We have a lot of farmers. So if, for example, and this is what I've been talking to TCEP, that's why we push for farm to functions. If we have, a lot of venues join together doing this, buying from the local farmers, this could be, and we have the platform showing the impact. We can have, be transparent to customers, either local or abroad, and the customers can support this if they choose to support these suppliers, and the suppliers can actually grow. And if the suppliers grow, the farmer is going to benefit from this. So the mice industry could actually, push, help pushing for the organic society. Definitely, I think it's very practical, and I think it's going to make the mice industry different to other, as we say, competitors. Who I view this is a very much it's a very much our home advantage. I would say that we have a lot of farmers. We are a farming country, and we have a lot of visitors coming, for healthcare already. So I think we could, view ourselves as a food, health destination, and this would be something which is sustainable because it's not really going against our nature. And I think this is the way forward, especially now. People are looking into health more. Yeah. So as Mr. Sustainability, you have to do your communication part a bit more, talking to organizations in Thailand to sort of persuade them to be part of this movement. Will that be one of your main jobs as president of TOCA? Yes, TOCA. I think we have our three mission is to advocate. Okay, and to get people to participate and to eventually push it for the policy level. So if we could actually push this for a policy level, like, okay, for example, if the government would grant tax subsidy for venues like me, if I could actually declare that we buy, about how much? $20,000 per month. If that could be...
So currently there are no incentives?
No tax incentives. How come there's tax incentives for auto industry, for power industry I used to work with? How come us, people in the mice industry don't get any incentives? We could push, for, hundreds of billions of baht, revenue, going direct to farmers. If we could actually just have a bit of that as tax incentive, at the policy level, I'm sure that would actually push all the venues, that would actually help me a lot. So, and this is the kind of thing I think people should think differently and actually think about the ecosystem of the players. And I think, there's hotels, restaurants, venues everywhere in the country. There's farmers everywhere. So we could have area-based projects, or not projects. Partnership.
I see.
Everywhere in Thailand. Yeah.
Will there be any new projects to be released, on behalf of TOCA that will perhaps link farmers or the organic society with the mice organizations, mice businesses?
Yeah, we are talking to TCEP that we want to push for more farm-to-functions. At the beginning, we started with rice. We want to push more now for coffee. For meat. So, but coffee doesn't have for meetings. You have coffee, and I think, and we view that this is something we've been talking to TCEP that we think TCEP understand that this would they need to support this, because I think all the venues and hotels and restaurants would actually benefit from this, and they could actually benefit from TCEP, from marketing or some incentives that TCEP is doing already. Yeah, we'll be launching our B2C platform on the 28th of March for the pre-order and delivery. First of all, we'll be at our Pathom shop in Thong Lo, but that would be as a pilot project. We could actually be expanding more drop points. And this is for general consumers. So I think we view that working with consumers and working with the businesses should go hand in hand in order to push for this organic society. Yeah.
All right. Well, a lot has been learned today. Thank you very much, Arrut, for sharing your experiences and your perspectives on how we can create a sustainable food society through the SAMPRAN model, and of course through your association as well, which I believe will continue to empower communities, farmers, and show more love for the environment as well, and definitely benefit the mice industry, both locally and perhaps internationally as well.
Sure.
All right, we'll now take a short break, but coming up next, we do have another webinar, and that will be about the Thai food industry, new normal mice business, and the Director General of the Department of International Trade Promotion, Kun Somdet Susomboon, will be joining us. I'll be right back to moderate that session, so don't go away. As for now, I'd like to thank Kun Arrut once again. Thank you. And also thanks to you for joining this session. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ